Welcome to Crafting with Inky Images. My name is Karen Hayden and I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. Today I want to show you how to make this really pretty Thanksgiving card, and it uses two stamp sets. We're going to be using the Harvest Hellos, we're going to be using the pumpkin image and the Give Thanks image from it. And then we're also going to be using Comfort and Hope, and we're going to be using this little circle, and then these pine cones. Now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut a piece of crumb cake cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and then score it in the middle at 4 1/4. And then what I need you to do is cut off an inch along the side, because I want to put a border along the edge of the front of the card. You can see we've got a border here, and I have used, this is the Ornate border dies. You've got several different types of borders, and we are going to be using this piece for the edge of the card. And then this is what you end up with, okay? So I'm going to open up the card because I want to stamp, this is the front of the card. And I'm using Sahara Sand. You could use crumb cake also, but kind of like the effect this one gives. And I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper here, because I'm going to stamp off the edge. And you're just going to ink this up and then just stamp your image. Kind of random. And I did it 4 times. Okay. And then I also took the pine cones, and I just want some random pine cones. Okay. That's all there is to that. Then I also used the Poppy Moments dies because I needed some leaves, and this is the die I used, and I wanted to match my paper that I'm using, so I used Macaron to cut the leaves out. Let's just move this over. Let's get a little adhesive. You could also use glue dots. Okay, and I'm just going to adhere my leaves onto, let's go this way. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside. And this is a scrap piece of very vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to take the pumpkin, and again, this is from the Harvest Hello stamp set, and I'm going to ink him up, and I'm going to do it over to the side because I need to stamp something else. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp Give Thanks, and I will do that there. Okay. Now for the Give Thanks, I'm using, this is a 1-inch circle punch. I'm going to just punch this out, and I'm going to set it aside for later. And I'm going to use the Apple Builder punch and punch out my pumpkin. You just hold the punch upside down so you can see exactly where the the stamped images and punch it. Okay, those are pieces I don't need. I need a stem for my pumpkin, so this is Early Espresso, and here's the stem on the punch, and I'm just going to punch that out. And then using my glue dot, I use a lot of mini glue dots and also Stampin' Dimensionals when I'm making a card. So you always want to make sure you have plenty of these on hand. So I'm going to take a glue dot, turn him over, put it on the back of my pumpkin, and I'm going to add my stem. Okay, I'm going to get this piece of paper out of here. Now, as I said, I use a lot of Stampin' Dimensionals, so I'm going to add some dimensionals. I'm going to bring my card back in and just maybe put him down there, okay? And then remember the give thanks that we punched out? I'm going to use a dimensional on that because I want to make these pop. And I will, okay, now I'm almost finished with the front. I want to add a little bit of a natural element, and this is Braided Burlap trim, and it is in the clearance rack right now, so you can get it for a really good price. And what I like to do is just kind of take the ends of it and spread it out, and then I'm going to take my glue dots, and it's easiest if you apply the glue dots onto the actual cardstock rather than adding the glue dots onto the ribbon. And then just add that, and there you have it. Okay, now for the inside, I've taken this is a 4" by 5 1/4 piece of Very Vanilla, and I've taken a piece of 1" by 5 1/4 of our designer paper, and just going to add a little bit of adhesive. And I want this to go right on the edge. And add a little bit more adhesive. And it goes inside. And there you have your card. Isn't that pretty? If you like the project we made today and would like to order any of the items used from my online store, just visit my Stampin' Up website at karenhayden.stampinup.net, or go on over to my stamping blog at karenhayden.com, where I'll have a list of instructions and items that we used today. Thanks for stopping by.